Listen closely. Because 2026 is not the year to explain, argue, defend, or prove. 2026 is the year to focus on yourself and stay silent while your growth makes the noise. You don't have to clap back at anyone. You don't have to justify your dreams to people who stopped dreaming long ago. You don't need to answer questions from those who have no intention of understanding you. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is strategy. Silence is power. And in 2026, your silence will echo louder than every word they ever used to doubt you. Because here's the truth. People talk the most when they know the least. People judge the hardest when they secretly admire you. People try to distract you when they fear you're evolving beyond their reach. But you're not here to shrink. You're not here to be available for every opinion, every drama, every noise. You're here to rise quietly, privately, unapologetically. Let them think you disappeared. Let them think you're done. Let them think you broke while you're actually in your transformation season, building, healing, upgrading, becoming unrecognizable. 2026 is your I don't explain, I don't chase, I don't complain era. You're focusing on the only project that truly matters, you. Because when you fix you, your heart, your discipline, your mindset, everything around you begins to shift. Your silence will confuse them. Your progress will intimidate them. Your glow up will humble them. And one day, the same people who ignored you will ask, how did you do it? And you'll smile because they never realized your silence was never empty. It was full of work, full of growth, full of self-love, and full of power. So focus on yourself. Stay silent. Let 2026 be the year you come back stronger, smarter, softer, sharper, and so elevated that even your past self won't recognize you. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. In this world, people guard their money, their passwords, their homes, their jewelry, yet they leave their energy unprotected, wide open for anyone to drain. The truth is, your energy affects your thoughts, your choices, your emotions, your self-respect, and your entire destiny. If someone takes your money, you can earn it back. If someone steals your ideas, you can create more. But when someone drains your energy, it can take months, even years, to rebuild. That's why in 2026, you must learn the art of protecting your energy with the same seriousness you protect your life. Every day, you meet two types of people, those who water your soul and those who set your spirit on fire in a bad way. Think about your mornings. You wake up feeling peaceful, and then one message from a toxic person pulls your mood to the ground. Isn't it strange how one person's negativity can hijack your entire day? That's energy robbery. It happens silently, it happens quickly, and it happens because you allow access to the wrong people. Protecting your energy means recognizing who drains you and who fuels you, and choosing wisely. You don't have to block everyone. Sometimes you just need to build stronger boundaries. Look at your workplace. There is always that one coworker who starts the day with complaints, gossip, or frustration. The moment they speak, your whole vibe dips. You feel irritated, exhausted, or stressed, and nothing even happened to you personally. That's how powerful someone's energy is. You didn't do anything, yet your peace was stolen. Now imagine protecting your energy in that moment. Smiling politely, giving short answers, not participating in negativity, and mentally closing the door to their emotional chaos. You would walk away feeling lighter instead of drained. That's what protecting your energy looks like in real life. Choosing not to absorb what isn't yours to carry. And then there are relationships, the biggest battlefield of energy. Sometimes the person you love the most is the one draining you the deepest. A partner who constantly doubts you, belittles you, compares you, or emotionally manipulates you doesn't just hurt your feelings, they weaken your spirit. You start questioning your worth, your beauty, your abilities. You start shrinking yourself to avoid conflict. You start apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Emotional vampires don't always shout. They drain you silently. If every time you talk to someone, you feel tired instead of inspired, that's a sign your energy is being robbed. Protecting your energy doesn't always mean walking away immediately. Sometimes it means taking a step back, breathing, and reminding yourself that your peace matters more than their approval. Think about family gatherings. There is always that one relative who criticizes everything you do, your job, your choices, your lifestyle. They don't ask how you've been. They ask why you aren't where they think you should be. If you don't protect your energy, their words will live rent-free in your mind for weeks. But when you create a shield, an emotional distance, you stop taking their opinions as truth. You stop giving them the power to dictate your confidence. You stop letting them decide your worth. Look at social media. One rude comment from a stranger can ruin your whole mood if your energy is unprotected. You start questioning your appearance, your content, your talent. But when your energy is guarded, you understand something powerful. People project what they are, not what you are. Hurt people hurt others. Insecure people attack others. Lost people criticize those who are found. When your energy is protected, you stop being affected by the shadows of people who don't even know your light. Protecting your energy also means saying no without guilt. No to over-explaining. No to people-pleasing. No to being available for everyone at the cost of losing yourself. Daily life teaches it too. Look at how your phone dies when too many apps are open in the background. The battery drains, performance slows, and nothing functions properly. That's exactly how your mind works when too many people have access to your energy. Close the tabs, shut the doors, say no more often. Your peace deserves priority. Think about your goals. You can't climb a mountain while carrying everyone's expectations, emotions, and problems on your back. Some people want your attention, some want your time, some want your emotional labor, but very few want your success. Protecting your energy means choosing who walks with you. Not everyone deserves to join you in your elevation. Not everyone deserves to witness your becoming. Some people belong in your history, not your destiny, even in small daily situations, like someone cutting you off in traffic, someone arguing with you over nothing, someone throwing attitude. Protecting your energy means choosing calm over chaos. You could react, but why waste energy on someone who won't matter in 5 minutes? Why let a 10-second incident ruin your whole day? Protecting your energy is understanding where to invest your emotions and where to stay silent. Every reaction is a withdrawal from your energy bank. Spend wisely, and then there's the energy you give yourself. Protecting your energy means being kind to yourself, speaking to yourself with respect, motivating yourself like you would motivate someone you love. When your mind is filled with fear, insecurity, or comparison, your energy collapses. Fill it with gratitude, discipline, ambition, and love, and your entire life will shift. Protect your energy like it's gold, because once you understand how valuable it is, the world will no longer drain you. You will rise above it. Silence is your superpower, not because it means you have nothing to say, but because it means you finally understand that not everything deserves your voice. In a world where everyone is talking, posting, reacting, arguing, and proving themselves, silence becomes a rare kind of strength, an inner power that can't be shaken. People underestimate the quiet ones. They mistake silence for weakness, for confusion, for fear. They think you're not capable, not aware, not ready. But silence is not the absence of power. Silence is the preparation of power. It's the moment you gather yourself, pull your energy inward, and rise without warning. Think of real life. Imagine someone tries to provoke you at work. Maybe a coworker questions your abilities in front of others, tries to trigger you, or wants to drag you into unnecessary conflict. The old you might have reacted instantly, defended yourself, argued, or explained. But the you who understands silence chooses differently. You look at them, smile calmly, and say nothing. No reaction, no emotional explosion. And suddenly the power shifts. They expected a fight, but your silence disarms them. They expected insecurity, but your calmness confuses them. Your silence becomes louder than any argument you could have given. Look at friendships. Sometimes the people closest to you test your patience the most. They misunderstand you, twist your words, or accuse you of things you never did. Instead of reacting loudly, you choose silence, not because you're guilty, because you've matured. You've learned that explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you is a waste of spirit. Your silence becomes your boundary. It becomes the line that says, I don't fight for my truth fights for me. A quiet exit is more powerful than a loud argument. A silent distance can speak more than 1,000 justifications. Think about relationships. When you stop reacting to disrespect, manipulation, or mind games, the entire dynamic changes. Silence becomes your shield. Someone argues with you, tries to provoke you, pulls you into their emotional storm, but you remain still. That silence hits harder than any word because it shows you're no longer emotionally controlled by them. You've stopped feeding their ego. You've stopped entertaining their chaos. Silence in relationships is the moment you shift from attachment to awareness. It's when you realize if I have to raise my voice to be heard, I'm in the wrong room. Look at social media. One comment, one insult, one negative message from a stranger can ruin your entire day if your mindset is fragile. But when silence is your superpower, you don't react. You don't reply. You don't defend your existence to someone hiding behind a screen. You simply scroll, breathe, and continue living. Silence becomes your digital armor. It tells the world your words don't hold the power to break me. And that kind of strength terrifies people who thrive on attention. Think about your family. There are always relatives who love to gossip, criticize, or compare you to others. They want a reaction. They want you to feel embarrassed or insecure. But silence, calm, grounded silence, makes their negativity lose its fuel. You stop explaining why you chose a certain career, why you aren't married yet, why you aren't living the life they imagined for you. You simply smile and let their words flow. Out away, untouched by your spirit. Silence becomes your quiet rebellion, your gentle way of saying, I choose peace over approval. Consider daily routines. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Someone talks rudely at a grocery store. Someone tries to rush you or pressure you. Instead of arguing or getting triggered, silence saves your day. You take a breath, hold your calm, and walk away. If you react to every small thing, you'll spend your life drained. When silence becomes your instinct, you protect your mental health without even trying. It's not about being passive. It's about being too wise to waste your energy on moments that won't matter tomorrow. Think about success. When you're working on your goals, studying, training, building something, silence becomes your companion. You don't announce your moves. You don't reveal your plans. You don't tell people what you're creating. You work in silence, grow in silence, build in silence. And when the results appear, people think it happened overnight. They don't see the silent nights of discipline, the quiet mornings of effort, the secret battles you fought alone. Your silence becomes your strategy. It keeps your energy pure, your focus sharp, and your vision safe from opinions. Even emotionally, silence becomes a healer. When you're hurt, you don't need to broadcast your pain. You sit with yourself. You listen to your soul. You give your heart the space to breathe. Silence teaches you to hear your own thoughts, understand your own patterns, and recognize your own strength. Sometimes the loudest growth happens when no one is watching, when your voice is still, when your heart is speaking softly. Silence doesn't mean you're empty. It means you're full of wisdom, full of clarity, full of self-respect. Silence is the language of strength. It's the moment you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop reacting. It's when you choose yourself over drama. It's when you let your actions, your glow up, your peace, your progress speak louder than any argument. When silence becomes your superpower, nothing and no one can pull you into the noise again. Work on your inner world first, because everything you want in life, peace, confidence, love, discipline, success, begins inside you long before it shows up outside you. Most people try to fix their life by fixing the symptoms, the job, the relationship, the money, the circumstances, but nothing truly changes until you change the world within you. Your inner world is the foundation, the engine, the quiet power center where your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and habits live. If the inner world is chaotic, the outer world will always reflect that chaos. But if the inner world is strong, calm, and aligned, nothing outside can break you. Think about mornings. If you wake up with anxiety, overthinking, stress, and self-doubt, your entire day becomes heavy. Every task feels harder, every conversation feels irritating, every challenge feels overwhelming. But when you wake up with a peaceful mind, when your inner world is settled, you move through the day with clarity and confidence. The same traffic feels manageable. The same responsibilities feel lighter. The same problems feel smaller. Nothing changed outside, you changed inside. Your mindset determines the meaning of every moment. That's why working on your inner world is not optional. It's the most powerful investment you'll ever make. Look at relationships. If your inner world is insecure, you'll attract people who take advantage of you. You'll tolerate disrespect because you don't believe you deserve better. You'll beg for affection because your inner world is empty. But when your inner world is full of self-respect, full of love, full of boundaries, you naturally attract healthier connections. You choose better. You speak your truth without fear. You walk away from people who drain you. A healed inner world creates healed relationships. A wounded inner world creates wounded connections. That's why your heart must be your first home, not your last priority. Look at confidence. People try to build confidence by dressing better, acting louder, or pretending to be strong. But real confidence is quiet. It starts inside. If your inner world is full of negative beliefs, I'm not enough, I'll fail, others are better than me, you can wear the best outfits and still feel small. You can receive compliments and still feel insecure. You can appear strong and still feel broken. But when you work on your inner world, when you rewrite your beliefs, when you talk to yourself with kindness, when you appreciate your own growth, confidence rises naturally. You walk differently. You speak differently. You don't ask for validation. You carry it within you. Look at success. People think success begins with action, but it doesn't. Success begins with intention, clarity, and mindset. If your inner world is full of procrastination, excuses, and fear, every opportunity will slip through your fingers. If your inner world is full of focus, discipline, and self-belief, you become unstoppable. Imagine two people starting a goal. One has mental chaos, doubt, fear, distraction. The other has a strong inner world, clarity, discipline, purpose. Even if they do the same work, one will quit early and the other will rise. Inner strength creates outer results. Think about daily stress. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Someone speaks rudely to you. Someone disappoints you. If your inner world is fragile, you react instantly. Anger, frustration, irritation, your peace collapses. But if your inner world is strong, you respond differently. You breathe, you let it go, you choose not to absorb negativity. The outer situation stays the same, but your reaction transforms. That reaction comes from inner stability, inner maturity, inner mastery. Look at healing. Many people carry childhood pain, heartbreak, betrayal, and rejection deep inside. They try to move forward without addressing the wounds, but those wounds control their decisions silently. If your inner world is unhealed, you repeat the same patterns, same type of relationships, same mistakes, same fears. But working on your inner world means allowing yourself to heal. It means facing your pain instead of masking it. It means understanding your emotions instead of escaping them. It means becoming the version of yourself who refuses to bleed on people who didn't cut you. Healing is inner work, and inner work is the greatest freedom. Look at discipline. You can force yourself to wake up early for a few days. You can force yourself to work out for a week. But discipline that lasts isn't built outside, it's built inside. When your inner world is committed, your habits follow naturally. When your inner world understands your purpose, your actions stay consistent. True discipline is not about forcing, it's about aligning. When your inner beliefs support your goals, your daily behavior becomes effortless. Think about self-worth. If your inner world doesn't value you, your outer world never will. You will settle for less, accept treatment beneath your worth, and silence your voice. But when you work on your inner world, when you discover your strength, your beauty, your purpose, everything shifts. You start demanding better. You stop begging for love. You stop shrinking for others. You stop apologizing for existing. You carry yourself differently because your inner world is no longer broken. It's crowned. Working on your inner world first means choosing peace over chaos, understanding over reaction, healing over hiding, align, ain't over approval, growth over comfort. Everything outside you is a mirror of everything inside you. When you build a strong inner world, your outer world has no choice but to transform, move in private, because not everyone around you claps for you, loves you, or wants to see you evolve. Some want updates just to measure your progress against theirs. Some want access just to predict your next step. Some want your plans just to speak fear into them. And some want to stand close, not to support you, but to study you. That's why moving in private is not secrecy, it's protection, it's wisdom. It's understanding that the most powerful moves are the ones that are made quietly, steadily, and without the noise of the world interfering. Think about it. Every time you announce your next step too early, something shifts. People start giving opinions you didn't ask for, planting doubts you never had, offering fears you never considered. Suddenly your clean vision gets muddy. Your once clear path becomes confusing, not because you're wrong, but because the noise of others mixes with your inner voice. Moving in private keeps your vision pure. It protects your intuition from contamination. It keeps your mind quiet enough for you to hear your own guidance. Look at real life examples. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. You tell a friend, and instead of cheering you on, they start telling you why the job is too difficult or why hundreds of other candidates are better. You go from excited to anxious. That doubt wasn't yours, it was theirs. You would have walked into the interview with confidence if you had prepared quietly, but you invited someone into your process, and they shifted your energy without even realizing it. Moving in private saves you from absorbing other people's limitations. Think about starting a business. The moment you say, "I'm thinking of opening something," you'll hear everything from, "Are you sure?" to "Most businesses fail," to "I don't think you're ready." But if you quietly research, quietly build, quietly plan, quietly take small steps without broadcasting them, you protect your dream during its fragile stage. A seed doesn't grow under public attention. It grows deep in the soil, hidden, protected, nourished by silence. Your dreams need the same environment. Look at relationships. The more you talk about your relationship, the more people feel entitled to judge, comment, interfere, and give unwanted opinions. The more people know, the more they assume. Moving in private in relationships doesn't mean hiding, it means protecting your peace. Some things don't need to be on display. Some moments are sacred and the world doesn't deserve to touch them. Privacy builds security. Secrecy breaks trust. But silence protects love. Think about personal growth. When you start healing, when you begin therapy, journaling, working on your mindset, people around you might not understand. They might try to pull you back into old habits, old conversations, old environments. If you tell everyone, "I'm changing," some will mock you, some will resist, and some will sabotage. But when you move in private, you evolve quietly. You become stronger without announcing it. One day you just show up different, calmer, wiser, more grounded. And people wonder when the transformation happened. It happened in silence, where growth is undisturbed and sacred. Think about fitness or weight loss. The moment you announce your goals, suddenly people start watching your plate, judging your progress, comparing your results, or even teasing you. One cheat meal becomes a headline. One missed workout becomes conversation. But when you work silently, changing habits without announcing them, you remove the pressure and the spotlight. You grow naturally without performance anxiety. And when people finally notice the transformation, it hits harder because it wasn't loud, it was consistent. Think about friendships. Not every friend is a friend. Some smile with you but silently compete with you. Some support you publicly but envy you privately. When you share your every move, you give them the blueprint to your growth. And not everyone deserves to hold that map. Moving in private protects your plans from the eyes of those who don't clap for you when you're not looking. It keeps you safe from silent competitors and unexpected jealousy. Think about prayer, inner healing, meditation, or manifestation, whatever spiritual practice you believe in. These things lose power when shared too early. Spiritual alignment is intimate. When you talk too much about what you're trying to attract, people put their fear into it, and you begin to doubt your own magic. Some blessings require silence. Some breakthroughs need privacy. Some answers only come when you're quiet enough to listen. Moving in private also protects your self-esteem. When you fail quietly, you learn privately, you grow without judgment, you make mistakes without an audience, you adjust your direction without feeling embarrassed. But when you fail publicly, even small mistakes feel enormous. Silence gives you space to fall and rise without shame. Privacy gives you room to rebuild at your own pace. Success becomes deeper when the climb isn't watched and the world only sees the peak. Every part of life becomes stronger when it is nurtured privately. Your goals, your healing, your relationships, your routines, your boundaries, your faith. Privacy doesn't mean loneliness, it means control. You decide who gets access, you decide who gets updates, you decide who deserves a seat in your life story. When you move in private, you regain power. Power over your direction, your energy. Why? Our choice is your destiny. Every quiet step you take builds momentum. Every unseen effort builds character. Every silent victory builds confidence. Build habits, not excuses, because your future is being shaped every single day by what you repeatedly do, not what you promise yourself you'll do someday. Excuses feel comforting in the moment, but they steal your greatness quietly. Habits feel difficult in the beginning, but they build your destiny brick by brick. Every successful person you admire didn't get there because they were gifted or lucky. They built habits that ordinary people ignore. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They pushed themselves when excuses tried to seduce them. They trained their mind to work even on days their heart wasn't ready. That's the difference between those who grow and those who stay stuck. Think about mornings. You have two choices every day. Wake up and grab your phone, scroll through other people's lives, drown your mind in noise. Or wake up and give yourself 10 minutes of peace, intention, and clarity. One is a habit, the other is an excuse. If you choose excuses, your mind stays cloudy, triggered, and distracted all day. But if you choose habits, like stretching, journaling, praying, hydrating, you set the tone for a powerful day. What you do in the first hour of your morning decides whether you lead the day or the day drags you like a storm. Your inner world thrives when your habits are strong. Look at your goals. You say you want to change your body, build your business, learn a new skill, or become financially free. But goals don't mean anything without habits. Wanting is free, working is priceless. If you keep telling yourself, I'll start Monday, I'll do it when I feel motivated, maybe next month, these excuses slowly destroy your confidence. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your self-chur. But when you build even one small habit, drinking more water, reading 10 pages, taking a 10-minute walk, saving a small amount, your brain learns to believe in you. Habits are proof that you're willing to show up for yourself. Think about fitness. Everyone says, I don't have time. But time isn't the issue, priority is. You don't need a gym membership or a fancy routine. Habit means doing 20 squats in your room, taking stairs instead of the elevator, walking for 15 minutes after dinner. The habit matters, not the size of the effort. Excuses say, I'm too tired. Habits say just 5 minutes. Small discipline builds big results. Think of people who quietly worked on themselves and suddenly showed up looking healthier, stronger, and glowing. That didn't come from excuses. That came from tiny daily habits. Look at work or education. Excuses say, I'll study tomorrow. I'll finish this later. I'll wait for motivation. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like weather. Habits stay. A student who studies 30 minutes every day will always outperform the one who crams for 10 hours the night before. Someone who works consistently on their craft, even 1% a day, will surpass someone who waits for inspiration. It's not intensity, it's consistency. Successful people aren't smarter, they're more repetitive. Think about emotional habits. People say, I can't control my reactions, but that's an excuse too. You can build habits of pausing before responding, breathing before reacting, walking away from arguments, journaling instead of exploding. Imagine someone speaks rudely to you. Your old self reacts instantly, but your new habits, the emotional discipline you build, remind you to breathe, to center yourself, to protect your peace. That small habit changes your entire day. Emotional habits are what turn chaos into clarity. Look at financial habits. People dream of wealth but avoid simple habits like budgeting, saving, or saying no to unnecessary spending. Excuses say, I don't earn enough to save. But saving isn't about amount. It's about habit. Even saving a tiny amount builds discipline, builds responsibility, builds awareness. The habit creates the mindset creates the future. Wealth is built by repeated actions, not sudden miracles. Think about personal growth. You want to become wiser, calmer, stronger, more confident. But are you feeding your mind? Are you learning something new every day? Or do you spend hours scrolling through negativity and comparing yourself to others? Growth requires habits. Reading, listening to good content, practicing gratitude, writing affirmations, reflecting on your mistakes. Excuses say, I don't know where to start. But the truth is, you start anywhere, as long as you start. One page of a book every day becomes 365 pages in a year. One small habit rewires your entire identity. Think about people who transformed their lives. They didn't do it overnight, they did it through quiet, consistent habits repeated when no one was watching. They built discipline like a muscle. They pushed through laziness, resistance, fear, and doubt. They replaced excuses with effort, and the world saw the results only after the habits were rooted deep inside them. Your habits are shaping who you are becoming every single day. Are you building the future you want, or are you building excuses that keep you stuck? Every choice is either a step forward or a step backward. Every excuse strengthens your limitations. Every habit strengthens your evolution. Habits don't require perfection. They require repetition. Even on your worst days, do something. One small action, one small step, one small win. Habits are the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Build habits, not excuses, and you will build a life you no longer have to escape from. Choose peace over people. Because not everyone deserves a seat in your mind, your heart, or your life. Some people bring chaos disguised as conversation. Some people bring stress disguised as love. Some people bring drama disguised as attention. And some people bring fear disguised as advice. If you give your energy to everyone, you will always be exhausted. If you give your mind to everyone, you will always be anxious. Choosing peace over people is not selfish. It is survival, it is wisdom, it is self-respect. You cannot serve others' chaos and your own calm at the same time. One always suffers. Think about your mornings. You wake up feeling rested, but a single negative text from a friend or family member ruins it. Suddenly, your inner calm is shattered before your day even begins. The world hasn't done anything to you yet. Your peace was stolen by someone else's words. Choosing peace over people means putting boundaries. It means deciding that your morning, your energy, your clarity are more important than their opinions, their complaints, or their need for control. You start the day by protecting your inner world, and everything else becomes easier to navigate. Consider work life. There's always someone who wants to argue, compete, or dominate. The colleague who spreads rumors, the manager who undervalues you, the peer who envies your growth. They all feed on tension. If you try to fight every battle, you drain yourself. Choosing peace over people in the workplace doesn't mean you ignore injustice. It means you don't allow their toxicity to define your mood or your worth. You act strategically, calmly, silently, and without unnecessary confrontation. You focus on results, not recognition from people who thrive on drama. Think about relationships. Some people act like they love you, but their actions are toxic. They belittle, manipulate you, or create emotional chaos. You may feel torn between loyalty and self-preservation. Choosing peace over people means recognizing that loyalty is not about staying in situations that hurt you. It means valuing your sanity over anyone else's comfort. When you choose peace over people in relationships, you create space for respect, love, and trust, and remove space for manipulation and control. You no longer react to every argument, accusation, or insecurity. You respond from calm, not from fear. Look at friendships. Not every friend is a friend. Some friends demand your attention when it suits them and vanish when you need them. Some friends criticize quietly while smiling loudly. Some friends compete silently while pretending to support. Choosing peace over people means understanding that you cannot fix everyone, please everyone, or carry everyone's expectations. Some people will leave, and that is not your loss. It is their inability to handle someone strong enough to prioritize their own peace. Silence, distance, and boundaries are not cruelty, they are protection. Think about social media. Every post invites comments, opinions, judgments, and unsolicited advice. People criticize what you share, who you are, and how you live. If you let their energy penetrate your mind, you will never find calm. Choosing peace over people means creating limits, muting negativity, curating what you consume, and protecting your emotional state. You learn to scroll past attacks without internalizing them, and you realize that the peace you cultivate internally is far more valuable than the approval you seek externally. Consider family dynamics. Family often brings love, but sometimes it also brings pressure, judgment, and expectations that weigh heavily. There will always be relatives who compare you to others, who criticize your choices, or who impose their opinions on your life. Choosing peace over people means setting emotional boundaries without guilt. It means deciding that your heart and mind are sacred spaces, and no one has automatic access to them. You learn to love without absorbing unnecessary conflict or negativity. And you learn that family respect does not require emotional surrender. Think about your own self-talk. Sometimes the people you allow in your mind are your worst enemies. Thoughts of I'm not enough, I'm failing, I'll never succeed are like toxic voices masquerading as truth. Choosing peace over people also means choosing peace over the opinions and judgments you internalize. It means silencing the critics in your head and cultivating thoughts that serve your growth. Your mental peace becomes more valuable than the approval of 1,000 strangers, friends, or even family members. Even in small daily moments, someone cuts in line, someone speaks harshly to you, someone tries to provoke you in traffic or at the store. Choosing peace over people means refusing to engage. It means not letting their energy enter your system. You don't respond with anger. You don't argue. You don't react. You maintain your calm, and that calm becomes your invisible armor. It protects your energy, it protects your mental health, and it allows you to navigate life without unnecessary stress. Choosing peace over people also means understanding that sometimes distance is the ultimate gift you can give yourself. Not everyone deserves updates about your life. Not everyone deserves access to your time, your energy, or your emotions. You learn to prioritize the spaces, the places, and the people that bring tranquility, growth, and support. You choose to surround yourself with those who inspire calm, not chaos. You learn that being peaceful is a choice that strengthens you far more than being liked, accepted, or validated by everyone around you. Every decision you make to protect your peace, every boundary you set, every moment you choose calm over chaos, builds a life that is yours and yours alone. It is a life where energy is not wasted, where growth is uninterrupted, and where your spirit is untouchable by the drama of others. Choosing peace over people becomes not just a habit, it becomes a lifestyle, a mindset, and the secret weapon that carries you through every challenge, every conflict, and every storm. You have listened, you have absorbed, and now it's time to understand one undeniable truth. Your life is yours to design, your energy is yours to protect, and your growth is yours to honor. Everything you've learned today, from protecting your energy like gold, to moving in private, to choosing peace over people, to letting go of what no longer serves you, is not theory. It is a roadmap to the highest version of yourself. You may have spent years trying to please others, trying to fit into spaces that never valued you, trying to survive in relationships, jobs, and habits that drained you. But today, right now, you are being reminded that the most powerful life you will ever live begins when you choose yourself unapologetically every single day. Understand this, no one can give you the discipline you need, no one can give you the calm you crave, no one can give you the inner strength you deserve. You are not here to be anyone's consolation, anyone's side story, or anyone's background character. You are the lead, the hero, the architect of your destiny. As Maya Angelou once said, nothing will work unless you do. And working doesn't mean moving just physically. It means shaping your mind, refining your heart, and aligning your spirit. Every choice you make, every boundary you set, every habit you build, every chain you release brings you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Remember, silence is not empty. It is full of power. When you master the art of stillness, you communicate more than words ever could. In the quiet, your vision grows, your clarity deepens, and your strength becomes unshakable. Some of the loudest victories in life are won quietly, away from applause, away from judgment, away from expectation. You do not need approval to succeed. You need alignment with your own purpose. Choose calm over chaos, choose discipline over distraction, and choose yourself over everyone else's noise. And in the pursuit of growth, let go fearlessly. Let go of people who gossip when you're growing, of jobs that drain when they no longer challenge, of habits that cage your potential, and of mindsets that diminish your belief in yourself. Growth is about evolution, and evolution demands courage. Sometimes the hardest thing you will ever do is release what you've clung to for comfort. But every chain you drop makes your steps lighter. Every burden you leave behind gives your soul more air. Every outdated belief you shed opens the door to a new world of possibilities. Your potential is limitless, but only if you allow it space to expand without interference from what no longer fits. Understand this. Peace is a choice, and it is the most radical act of self-love you can perform. Choose peace over people who drain you, over situations that destabilize you, over relationships that demand compromise of your worth. Choose your inner calm, your mental clarity, your emotional freedom. When you prioritize peace, the universe aligns to match it. Doors open. Opportunities come, grow. TH becomes natural. Life bends when you stop bending yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Your habits, your discipline, your routines, your boundaries, they are all statements about who you are. Build habits, not excuses. Show up when no one is watching. Persist when the world doubts. Struggle when it's hard. Consistency is the quiet force that produces unstoppable momentum. Your success is not in random bursts of effort, but in the repeated daily choices you make when comfort tempts you and excuses call your name. Let every small victory, every disciplined choice, and every boundary you uphold be a brick in the foundation of a life you are proud to live. And finally, never forget that your energy is gold. Guard it fiercely. Protect it as if your life depends on it. Because it does. Your thoughts, your time, your emotions, and your focus are the currency of your future. Do not waste them on people who do not respect them, on situations that do not deserve them, or on past attachments that no longer belong to you. The world may demand, criticize, distract, and tempt, but you are sovereign over your own inner universe. What you allow in determines what you become. Protect it, nourish it, defend it. Today you have the tools, the wisdom, and the clarity, but it is your action that writes your story. As Oprah Winfrey once said, the big secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. Work on yourself first, prioritize your peace, release what holds you back, and step into your power like you were born to. Let your life be a testament to resilience, discipline, and fearless self-love. Step forward quietly but boldly, act consistently but intentionally, and remember, every step you take in alignment with your growth brings you closer to the life that you deserve. The life that only you can create, protect, and thrive within.